Hey y'all! Beating Pokemon Crystal using only one Wobbuffet was a real struggle. But this week is sure to be a work of art. I'm gonna try to beat Pokemon Crystal using only one Smeargle. As usual, the rules are I can only use Smeargle in battle, and I can't use any trainer items in battle. By the way, if you like this kind of content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe and check out more of these videos on my channel. Smeargle is a dog-like Pokemon that is known for its penchant for painting, and in my opinion, it's one of the most interesting Pokemon Game Freak has ever created. In short, it's complicated, and much like life, the situation with Smeargle isn't exactly black and white, but instead hues of gray. It's one of the worst Pokemon, but also one of the best Pokemon. It's one of the most beloved, and also one of the most hated, and let me just explain as we look at the stats and move pool, because Smeargle doesn't learn any moves by TM or HM, but it can get any move in the game. And that's because by level up, Smeargle gets the move Sketch, which can be used to permanently copy the last move used by the target. Holy ravioli! Since Smeargle can get any move in the game, doesn't that make it busted? No, of course not. Otherwise, why would I have waited so long to do this challenge? Yeah, no. Its stats are absolute dog shiza, so what's the point of having broken moves when you can't actually do anything with them? Duh, but I thought you said Smeargle was one of the best Pokemon. Yeah, I did say that. And that's true when used in double battles paired with overpowered Pokemon. And if you know, yeah, you know. In a one-on-one scenario like this run, however, I have a sneaking suspicion that Smeargle is about to have a very bad time. But then again, it's too early to draw any conclusions. Alright, let's do this. Off at Professor Elm's lab, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Totodile with Smeargle so that our rival will pick the Grass-type Chikorita. I've done some research and planning for the route going into this one, and I've decided that the strategy I want to use primarily relies on physical attacks, so the Chikorita line having Reflect will really hamper our progress. Smeargle is an ugly dog known for its abstract works of art, so I nickname ours Picasso. So right away, I need to explain exactly how the move Sketch works. Starting at level 1, Smeargle gets a single Sketch Beepy. Then, for every 10 levels it gains, it can learn Sketch once again for another single Beepy. And I say can learn because you don't actually have to teach it, and that will be something I have to consider throughout the run. But for now, I end up fighting the first battle with the rival Bubs using Struggle. Because, and this is so annoying, but Smeargle is actually faster than all the Pokemon at this point in the game, so we can't use Sketch to copy any moves. In order to successfully sketch an opponent's move, we require their cooperation. Or in other words, it takes two to Vango. After losing to Bubs, I head to the Violet City Gym to take on the leader Faulkner and his Flying Freaks. And Smeargle is still rocking out with just Sketch, because I have yet to fight any Pokemon that can move before Smeargle. And sadly, this means that when we hit level 11, we missed out on learning Sketch once again. The game won't let you have the same move twice, and since we never actually got to use our first Sketch, we still had one, meaning I have to fight Faulkner with only Struggle. Look, I know I can't expect to get amazing moves right away. We've got to easel into things. But I've got to get an actual move quick. Speaking of which, I don't have to wait long after beating Faulkner to get our first move. After skipping all the trainers in Union Cave, I arrive at Azalea Town and start the mission with Kurt down in the Slowpoke Well. And luckily, the very first Team Rocket member has Rattata, which knows Quick Attack. So despite Smeargle being faster than them, they're able to move first, which allows us to actually sketch Quick Attack. For some reason, the Rattata refused to use Quick Attack at first, so you see me resorting to throwing Pokeballs, which do nothing, just to waste turns so that it will use Quick Attack, at which point we can finally get the first of the 3 moves that I had planned this entire challenge around. The second of these moves I'll be getting very soon, but the third won't make an appearance until the very end of the video. And you might be wondering, what move exactly am I referring to? Shh. Only time will Donatello. Now in Azalea Town, I'm ready to take on Bugsy the Bug-type Gym Leader for the Hive Badge. Or am I? No, sadly Smeargle is not able to win this battle. Even on the luckiest of my attempts, it just was not possible using only Quick Attack. Smeargle is far too frail, and also very weak, and Bugsy's Scyther hits like a dump truck. It's okay though, I knew this was going to be an issue, so worry not. I already have a contingency plan, so this challenge ain't over by any sketch of the imagination. I battled all of the trainers that I skipped along the way until we reached level 21, and thus have access to another sketch. Then I head back down into the Slowpoke well to look for, well, a Slowpoke. Many people may not know, but Slowpoke in this game learns Curse at level 1, which means I can use Smeargle's sketch to copy Curse. Are you starting to pick up what I'm putting down, jabronis? Curse raises your attack and defense, with the downside being that it lowers your speed. But lowered speed doesn't matter when you're using Quick Attack, which has increased priority. As long as we don't run into a ghost type, it's a sculpture fire strategy. So let's all marvel at my genius. Okay, now that we've got just what we needed, it's time to take on Bugsy once again. In stark contrast to the last time we fought Bugsy, Smeargle completely squashes his team this time around. The lead Metapod can't really do anything to a defense boosting Smeargle, so there's nothing to stop us from using Curse 6 times right away. And with all these curses, our attack and defense are 4 times their original value. And what's even better is that Quick Attack is a normal type move, meaning it gets the 50% same type attack boost for Smeargle being a normal type Pokemon. And check this out. When is the last time in one of these challenges that a Pokemon was able to one-shot Bugsy's Scyther? I mean, wow, Bugsy. Smeargle was so strong, you couldn't even do jack, son. Better Pollock next time. Speaking of running into ghost types, now that we've snubbed Bugsy's grubs, it's time to get the dub against Bubs, who leads off with a Ghastly, which we can't hit with either of our moves. And I don't want to grind to level 31 just to get another sketch to win this battle, so instead, I'm trying to fight this whole thing with struggle. I can get pretty close to winning this one at this level, but it really comes down to how many times Smeargle hits itself in confusion. Hold on. Wait a minute, I just had an idea. I lose this time at the Bayleaf, but then I start trying this battle by depleting all of our BP, but for a single curse. And that way, our struggles are doing 50% more damage. And with that extra damage, I'm able to get past the Bayleaf, and our starving artist's struggles are finally over. You know, because he's no longer Baroque. Eh? Next up is the Goldenrod City Gym and the battle with Whitney's Miltank. Ironically though, the stronger of the two combatants this time is Whitney's Clefairy. Why, you ask? That's because her Clefairy knows the move Mimic, which it uses to copy our curse. So by the time we get all of our curses up, the Clefairy also has several curses up. So even with our attack stat maximized, the Clefairy is able to tank our Quick Attack. And I also in turn severely underestimated the cow's beef, as it takes not 1, but 2 Quick Attacks, which I remind you, are doing 4 times their normal damage. Hey, at least that's the smallest amount of damage we've ever taken from Miltank's rollout. And yes, I'm aware I could have leveled up so that I could sketch Miltank's Body Slam, but trust me, that's not the way to go. If I were going to copy a move from Miltank, I'd rather have Milk Drink to help prolong tough battles. Or as I like to call it, the persistence of mammary. Before I can take on Bubs once again, I decide I need a move to help deal with these pesky poltergeists. Luckily for me, just west of Ecruteak City, I can battle Schoolboy Chad. I'm not just doing this because I enjoy beating up children, no, instead I'm doing it because he is a Mr. Mime, which knows confusion. All of the ghosts we'll encounter in this run are part poison type, so confusion will hit them for super effective damage. Alright, let me just sketch that bad boy real quick and we can get out of here. There's a vermillion other things we've got to get to. Now it's time to take on the rival Bubs inside the Burnt Tower in Ecruteak City. And we've got Confusion to hit Haunter for super effective damage, so this should be easy, right? Right? Wrong! Once again, homeboy, because Confusion doesn't even do half to Haunter, so it won't even knock itself out after using Curse. We're able to get past it, but then there's the Magnemite, And between Curse damage, Supersonic Confusion, and Sonic Boom doing massive chunks of our health, Magnemite leaves Smeargle like an unpainted piece of pottery. Glazed and confused. Okay, so first things first, I level up Smeargle to 35, at which point Confusion now knocks out Haunter after a curse. But I also switch up my strategy to keep the Haunter around until I get some curses. Haunter can only really use Spite, so I can get 2 or 3 curses before I run out of BP. And with these curses, Magnemite is a 2-hit KO, and Zubat goes down in a single quick attack. I repeatedly lose to the Bayleaf though, which survives even our boosted quick attack, until after many tries, it misses a Razor Leaf when we're already super low on health and would have gotten knocked out. And thank goodness that's over. Although, if every Bub's battle after this is going to be just as difficult, we're going to be in a charcoal lot of trouble. Next up is the Spectral Showdown with the Ecruteak City Gym Leader Morty and his gang of ghoulish ghosts. And, good lord, I lost this battle so many times. Curse is so annoying, and Hypnosis is a complete jerk, and our Confusion barely does any damage. We're almost level 40, and it can't even one-hit KO his Ghastly. Most of the time, honestly, we just lose to the Gengar after it puts us to sleep, and then uses Dream Eater to finish us off. Even when Hypnosis misses, Curse will just do Morty's job for him. And like a painter using too many colors, I'm starting to wonder if I've bit off more than I can hew. It's not until about a dozen tries later that we make it back to the Gengar without having taken a curse, and then Gengar repeatedly misses Hypnosis. Oh my god, thank you! We could have taken one and been fine, thanks to Smeargle holding a Mint Berry, which will wake us up one time, but it's still better to not be put to sleep at all. On Morty's Gengar and final Haunter, Confusion even gets the Confusion. That's a confusing sentence. And while they never hit themselves in confusion, we gain ourselves a titanic victory. Go on, Smeargle. Paint me like one of your French ghouls. Now with the ability to surf outside of battle, I set sail from Olivine City and head to the Cianwood City Gym to take on the fighting type gym leader Chuck. And this fight should have been really hard to win, but it wasn't. And that's because Chuck is a dingbat. Smeargle sets up curses against Chuck's Primeape, and Karate Chop does hit super hard, but then he switches to using the much weaker Fury Swipes. Just keep using Karate Chop, you idiot! It gets even crazier when the Poliwrath comes out, and we only have 9 HP left, and then he repeatedly misses Dynamic Punch. Just use Surf, you idiot! Just use Surf. Jeez, Chuck. You really Hieronymus Boshed that one, huh? Medieval painter. After dispatching the Lake of Rage Team Rocket hideout portion of the game, I then headed to take on Price, the Ice-type gym leader in Mahogany Town. Before I fight Price, though, I take on Skier Roxanne. She has a Jinx that knows Ice Punch, which I want to copy with Sketch. Ice-type coverage is going to be super important for Smeargle's success, and while I could wait until later to copy Ice Beam from one of Claire's Dragonaires, I am definitely going to need an Ice move to beat Jasmine Steelix. I end up sketching Ice Punch right before we get knocked out and lose the battle, but that's fine. I didn't need to win, I just needed Ice Punch. It's not perfect, but it's a mauve in the right direction. With that out of the way, I can now take on Price, the Ice-type gym leader. This old coot leads off with a Seal, which doesn't do a ton of damage, but Aurora Beam has a chance to lower our attack stat, which is annoying. Still, 6 turns of attacks from Seal deals a real chunk of damage, and we're under half of our health now after knocking it out. Quick Attack lands a 1-hit KO on the Seal and the Dugong, but the Piloswine survives, thanks to all that chonk. Thankfully, it doesn't go for Blizzard, and instead uses Fury Attack, which bounces off of our boosted defense stat. And for the record, I did not want to sketch Piloswine's Blizzard here instead of Jinx's Ice Punch, because not only does it only have 5 BP, but it's only 70% accurate. It's not a very good move for a challenge run like this, so just trust me when I say I'm doing what's best for the run. After all, I want you all to get your Monet's worth. Next up is the Steel-type gym leader Jasmine. And we're already level 45 by this gym, but even so, it's not exactly a huge advantage. Ice Punch is pretty weak off of Smeargle's low special attack stat, and her Steel types resist our quick attack. You can see here that even after 2 curses, Quick Attack doesn't even do half to her Magnemites. So, even with Smeargle holding a Paralyzed Cure Berry, Thunder Wave and Thunderbolt decimate our little dog, and I don't even get the chance to do Diddly Bubkiss against the Steelix. Okay, you know what, Jasmine? This means Renoir. I keep attempting this battle just as a way to kill time while trying to think up another strategy, but as I was doing that, surprisingly, we pulled a win out of nowhere. I still get paralyzed by Thunder Wave, and I still don't 2-hit the Magnemite, well, except for the second one, when we get a critical hit with Quick Attack. Okay, well that was lucky, but then it gets even crazier. Iron Tail misses a ton, and despite Smeargle getting fully paralyzed multiple times, Ice Punch not only lands a critical hit, but then also freezes the Steelix. And that is awesome. I was thinking I'd have to level to 51 and sketch Fire Punch off of a Magmar, but now I get to keep Ice Punch and continue at this lower level. And you know, that's something I can definitely say I've been guilty of. Sometimes I overcomplicate things, and I'm always trying to solve all our problems, but sometimes you just gotta leave it be. With 7 gym badges in hand, we now have to take on the rival Bubs in the basement underground during the Team Rocket Radio Tower anime arc. And Bubs is a real dill hole, with his lead Golbat not only confusing our Smeargle, but Bite also flinches us 3 times. 3 times, not frustrating at all. Nope, not frustrating at all. That's okay, we managed to get 4 curses and take out the Golbat just as confusion wears off. And Quick Attack 1-hit KOs the Magnemite with a critical hit. Dang, Smeargle, got something against magnets, bud? Haunter takes itself out with Curse, and Sneasel is a terrible Pokemon, so it's all down to Meganium. It survives Quick Attack as Curse leaves us super low, but it goes for an ill-advised Poison Powder, letting us win the battle. And why didn't he just go for Razor Leaf like always? Pretty silly, and sad to say that Bubs really blew it. But that's what he gets for trying to reinvent the teal. Having slid through Ice Path and made it to Blackthorn City, it's now time for the final Johto gym leader, Claire, the Dragon-type trainer. This battle is very frustrating, what with her Dragonairs all spamming Thunder Wave constantly, and I lost this one kind of a lot. That's okay though, because I figured I'd lose at least once since I need to use Sketch to copy her second Dragonair's Thunderbolt. It's a little tricky and takes a couple of tries, when a full paralysis actually helps us to copy Thunderbolt with Sketch. We just got ourselves a great new move, so I don't even mind that we end up losing this battle. Nope, not at all. Definitely not getting frustrated. Although, would have been nice to Da Vinci's out a win. I keep trying this battle, and I can usually get to the Kingdra, but since we're usually paralyzed and at low health, we almost immediately always get knocked out. It's not until one attempt where we manage to freeze the second Dragonair that we're able to win. The freeze lets us set up curses with impunity, and now that our starving artist has been beefed up, Quick Attack rips through the rest of Claire's team as we fire away. You know, like it's open saison. Before we reach the Elite Four, we have to take on the rival Bubs in Victory Road. And you would think this battle should be easy, but it's just shy of simple. His lead Sneasel doesn't do much damage, so it's easy to set up curses. Although, I will say that Fury Cutter does build up a ton of damage even despite our defense boosts. Magneton survives a Quick Attack, but misses a Thunder Wave, so we make it to the Haunter without being paralyzed. Still, we get cursed, and Thunderbolt doesn't finish it off. Okay, that's bad, but not the end. It's only the end if Meganium survives a max attack, Quick Attack, crap baskets. Okay, I'll be back. Just give me a MoMA or two. Okay, I grab an extra level, since our level ending in 8 will give us extra damage from the way that the game rounds its damage calculation, and this doesn't sound like a huge difference, but it's crucial for picking up the knockout on the Haunter, meaning we take one less turn of curse damage. This ends up not mattering, since Haunter ends up not even going for curse, and we make it to the Meganium with way more health than we actually needed to win. Or as I like to call it, being in pristine condition. And with that, Smeargle has made it to the Pokemon League, so here are the stats and moves. The moveset's not half bad, and I dare say it's the most unique collection of moves that I've used in a challenge run thus far. Ice Punch and Thunderbolt are really just there for coverage against things that normal doesn't hit well, or at all in the case of Ghost, but what good is coverage when you've only got 49 special attack stat? Oh well, let's see if vitamins can help us out. Nope, not at all. Yeah, it turns out we're already pretty high on stat experience, so close to the vitamin threshold in fact, that Smeargle could only use a single Carbos and 2 Calcium. That's it. So we've gained 1 point of speed and 2 points of special attack. Whoop-de-friggin-doo! Oh my god, it's so annoying. And some people always ask, why don't you use vitamins? Yeah, guess what? That's why. Sometimes doesn't make a difference. You know what? Let's just move on. I've already addressed the Raphael elephant in the room. Up first is the Psychic type Elite 4 member Will. I have Smeargle holding the Bitterberry to help deal with the Xatu's Confuse Ray, and hopefully we can get at least a few curses off to help deal some damage. This is easier said than done though. Xatu confuses us multiple times, and Psychic deals a lot of damage, while Smeargle smacks itself in the face. This happens so many times over so many attempts, in fact, that it's starting to feel like this dinky dog is doing it on purpose. What are you trying to be, Smeargle? A martyr? This isn't the Last Supper. Or in our case, the Last Pupper. I grind up Smeargle's level until we hit 65, which accomplishes a few things. Firstly, it makes Ice Punch a 2-hit KO on both of the Xatu and the Exeggutor. And this is important, because it means I don't need to get a bunch of curses in order to take down the bird. It also means that Exeggutor setting up Reflect to have the damage of physical attacks turns from being a problem into a free knockout with 2 Ice Punches, which is not affected at all. The level also makes Thunderbolt a 2-hit KO on a Slowbro, which gives less chances for it to Body Slam and or paralyze our Smeargle. So, just a little bit more training turned this battle from difficult to having us laugh all the way to the Banksy. Next up is Koga, the Poison and Bug type Elite 4 member. And after the time we had with Will, you might be thinking that Koga's going to be much worse, what with all the evasion boosts and such. And yes, those are super annoying. Koga's lead Ariados sets up a ton of evasion boosts, but the good news is that its best move is Giga Drain, which is also really weak. So all I have to do now, after setting up curses, is land a quick attack before Ariados can baton pass its evasion boost into Venomoth, which will toxic us into oblivion. And I breathe a sigh of relief as soon as I see quick attack hit. Venomoth goes down in a single hit, and Fortress takes 3 hits to faint, but no one's surprised by that, right? What is surprising is that Crobat managed to survive a quick attack. I mean, we knock it out anyways, but still, pretty impressive. I'm just relieved that we managed to make it past the Fortress without fainting to Explosion. I shudder at Vermeer thought of it. Next up is the Fighting type Elite 4 member Bruno. Just like the battle with Chuck, this one could be difficult if not for Bruno's terrible decisions. He leads off with Hitmontop, which doesn't even have an offensive fighting move, so it is perfect for letting us set up curses. And once we're set up with Smeargle, the battle's basically over. There's only one thing that can ruin this for us, and that is Machamp. It's bulky enough to take our quick attack, and while we've got boosted defense, Cross Chop is super effective and has a high critical hit ratio, which would completely ignore our defense boost and knock us out in a single hit. But that doesn't end up happening. We're okie dokie artichokey thanks to there being no critical hit, which is great because that was my O'Keefe concern. Up next is the Dark type Elite 4 member Karen. Oh boy, this is gonna be a real doozy. Her team is really annoying, especially her lead Scumbrion. And we definitely need all 6 curse boosts to get through her team, but this is made super difficult when Umbreon repeatedly spams Confuse Ray, and even worse, Sand Attack. We can take a single Confuse Ray fine thanks to our Bitter Berry hold item, but the Sand Attacks are so stupid. We need to land so many attacks in order to win, and especially after the Gengar comes out and uses Curse. Oh yeah, and there's another problem, which is that Thunderbolt doesn't knock out the Gengar after it uses Curse, which leaves us completely open to being caught by Destiny Bond. If we knock out Gengar after it uses Destiny Bond, then we get knocked out too. So this is just not going to work at this level. But it's not for shellac of trying. I use a couple of rare candies so that Smeargle is at level 71, at which point we gain another sketch. I have to get rid of Thunderbolt to learn it, but that's okay. Ice Punch is more important for defeating Lance after this battle anyways. But in the meantime, I use our newly gained sketch to copy Umbreon's Feint Attack. This is great for two reasons. Firstly, Feint Attack is a Dark-type move, so it's super effective against the Gengar. And secondly, Feint Attack can never miss, so I'm guaranteed to take down the Gengar without having to worry about Destiny Bond. As long as it does 50%, which, of course, it's going to do 50%, right? Oh. Thanks, Karen. Go ahead. Feel free to call my bluff. Okay, with 2 more levels, which of course is a damage rounding boost level, Smeargle is finally able to knock out the Gengar after Curse. After that, we just need to land 1 quick attack, okay, and then another quick attack. Oh, thank God, finally! It's over! Finally, it's over! I could say more, but I don't think there's any need to fresco into more detail. Now it's time for the champion battle with the last member, Lance the Dragon Master. Here, I'm in a bit of a pickle. I want to be able to max out our attack and quick attack for the sweep, but I already know his Pokemon are too bulky for that. Additionally, since I won't be using quick attack, I don't even want to use a single curse to boost our attack because I don't want to lower our speed. I want to move before the Dragonites can use Thunder Wave and want to kill them with Ice Punch since they are double super effective to it. But even Ice Punch is not enough to want to KO them apparently, so it's fine. It's fine. It's okay, Smeargle. You tried your best. I bear you no stencil will. I need some more levels, so I go back through the Elite Four, gain more levels, and top it off with a rare candy at level 78, which is of course a damage rounding boost level. This time around, Ice Punch is finally a 1-hit KO on the Dragonites, so we're able to get past Lance's first 3 Pokemon fairly easily. What's even nicer is that the Aerodactyl gets frozen by Ice Punch. This gives us a perfect opportunity to set up curses for free, although my idiot self accidentally misclicked Quick Attack and almost knocked out the Aerodactyl before we could do that. What a waste that would have been, right? Charizard gets taken down in a single Quick Attack, and while Lance's last Dragonite survives, it locks itself into Outrage. Smeargle survives and picks up the win. Hey, check it out, Lance. I'm the champion now. And this is the new Norman, so you better get rock well acquainted with it. And with Lance defeated, we have finally conquered the Pokemon League, and Smeargle has made it into the War Hall of Fame. But you know it's not over quite yet. I'm always going to consider beating the final Trainer Red as the final boss of the run. Unless, of course, a Pokemon is just impossibly bad. I set sail upon the SS Aqua to head over to Kanto to take on their 8 gym leaders, to acquire all 16 badges, to earn the right to challenge Red atop Mount Silver. I got through most of the Kanto gym leaders without much trouble, so now it's time to take on the final Kanto gym leader, Blue. My longtime viewers should have a very good idea of what to expect from this battle. We set up all of our curses against the lead Pidgeot while it copies our curses with Mirror Move. I'm not too worried about that since we're boosting our defense as well as attack, but it's particularly hilarious once we start going for quick attack and then Mirror Move fails because of how the increased priority works. Ice Punch doesn't quite pick up the KO against the Rhydon, who gets to set up Sandstorm, but a quick attack finishes it off. And after the Rhydon, Blue's last 3 Pokemon are all 1-hit KO'd by quick attack, but I did try several times to sketch Arcanine's Extreme Speed. But I could not for the life of me make it click the move, even when I let the Gyarados set up Rain Dance, which weakens Arcanine's Flamethrower. And it's a shame too, because Extreme Speed is twice as strong as Quick Attack and also has increased priority. It's not the end of the world, but it would have really helped against Red. And it's just like the game to put something so tempting in front of me, yet never let me have it. Come on, Blue. Don't be such a Matisse. Speaking of which, with all 16 badges in hand, it's time to take on the final Trainer Red atop Mount Silver. But first, just outside of the cave, I surf around in the water. I'm looking for either a level 37 Poliwag or a level 43 Poliwhirl. Why? So I can use Sketch to copy the move Belly Drum. What does that do? Well, it cuts your health in half, just like a ghost type using Curse, but in return, it raises your attack by 6 stages. That means that we can fully maximize our attack stat in a single turn, something that takes Curse 6 turns to do. Remember at the beginning of the run when I said there were 3 moves that I was planning on using, and one of them would only happen right before the final battle? Well, this was it! It's super cool that I finally get to use such an awesome and powerful move. And I don't want to brush Red off as an easy win, but I'm bristling with excitement. Because Smeargle actually has a good speed stat, I could all but guarantee this win against Red by leveling to 91, grabbing another Sketch, and then using it to copy Body Slam from Red's Snorlax. Or just copying any other decently strong normal move. Because at that point, it's just a Belly Drum and sweep. For now though, I'm going to try to win this with the weaker Quick Attack and just see how it goes. We set up Belly Drum as Pikachu misses a charm, and now it's off to the races. And you can see just how weak Quick Attack is when Espeon survives one. And Espeon, by the way, not known for being physically bulky. Plus, Quick Attack does just under half to Snorlax. So only imagine if we had Return, which is 2.5 times stronger than Quick Attack. We would be crushing it! Then again, I've been using Quick Attack this entire run, and I am big on Rembrandt loyalty. Okay, so before I just go hog wild, hit level 91, grab Sketch, get a nice normal type move, and win this battle easy peasy lemon squeezy, I first try one last time at level 90 using Quick Attack just for kicks and giggles. And this time, Quick Attack not only picks up the 1 KO on Espeon, but it also does half to Snorlax, as it goes for a useless Amnesia. Fool! Leftovers is restoring our health as we pick up knockouts, and by the time we get to Charizard, we almost have full health again. And good thing too, because a Sunny Day boosted Flamethrower almost knocked out Smeargle from full health. It's not all bad though, because the Sunlight forces Blastoise to go for the 70% accurate Blizzard, which misses Smeargle and allows us to pick up the win. So in the end, I did just fine with Quick Attack. I guess sometimes it's all a matter of sticking to your murals. And with that, the challenge is over. I think I'm going to go ahead and say it now. Smeargle is my favorite challenge I've done throughout all of these videos. Being able to learn any move was so cool, especially when I had to strategize around which trainers I battled in order to gain certain moves. I might even try this one again in the future using a different strategy, since there are so many possibilities for Smeargle's moveset. No challenge is too tough for this little artist. Not even Red atop Mount Silver. Or as the saying goes, paint no mountain high enough. As always, I want to thank you for making it to the end of this video. These videos are a lot of fun, but also a lot of work, so I really do appreciate it. There's a playlist on my channel where you can find the rest of my Pokemon challenge videos if you want to check those out as well. And if you like this kind of content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you'll know right away the next time one of these episodes is uploaded. And if you want early access to these videos and to have your name listed in the credits, consider becoming a member or joining on Patreon. And if you have a Pokemon you want to see, let me know in the comments, and I'll probably do it. Next week, I'll be trying to beat Pokemon Crystal using only one Chikorita. Alright, until next time,